All right, it says it's live on my end, so let me know when it's live for you. Guess I can. Are we good? Are we ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, if it says it's broadcasting, it should be fine.
Hey everyone, happy Sunday, or no, it's Saturday. I'm really excited to batch cook live for you today. Big welcome to all of the new members. Scott is on tech with headphones on, so if he sees you typing questions, he will ask me and I will repeat them as we go through it today. I'm really excited. This is the January 8th, 2016 meal plan that I'm gonna batch cook today. Exciting. I also, unlike normally I kind of chop as I go, but we tell you guys to prep beforehand, prep before you start cooking, like that morning or the night before or a few days before, and I actually did that this time so you can see what that's like. And all of my ingredients, all my pre-prepped, pre-chopped stuff is here and ready to go. I use the ingredient prep sheet to tell me how to prep, and I'm hoping everything's recording because I'm gonna get started. So let's see what's first. And I'm always using the batch cooking sheet. So it kind of helps you know what you need to be doing in what order to be the most efficient in the kitchen. So first up, we are doing the lasagna. I'm really excited. Lasagna. All right, 2 eggplants. These are gigantic eggplants today. Very big. But you know, a little more or less of a vegetable isn't gonna make or break you. I'm gonna slide you guys on over here. I think you should be able to get a really nice view of everything that's going on. A little bit more. And as you can probably see, I already have all my ingredients out on the counter because let me tell you, just having everything at your fingertips, huge difference. Makes it so much better. So much better. All right, let's get these guys going. Well, hello, Pug. You want to come in the video? I think if you stand right here by my feet, everyone will see you.
So Jackie asked, how much brown rice and water do you use when you batch cook?
Jackie asked what?
How much brown rice to water do you use when you batch cook?
Oh, it's whatever. The standard ratio is 2 to 1, but it can also depend on if you're doing stovetop or like if a pressure cooker or a rice cooker. Just basically follow the instructions of however way you're going to cook it. And we always include a suggested dry rice to water ratio as well. And so that's an option for you. But yeah, it really depends on, like I said, stovetop, pressure cooker, rice cooker, but usually it's a 2 to 1. And I do that. I cook a big batch of rice once a month and then freeze portions. So my eggplants are all sliced and I need to salt them and let them kind of get that bitterness out. And this is a step you don't ever want to skip with eggplant, guys. I'm just gonna let it do it for 30 minutes while I move on to next things, but this is why I use the batch sheet, because you know you need to start, because this is gonna take 30 minutes to just hang out and lose some of that bitterness. And because I will inevitably forget, I'm going to set a timer. All right, so our eggplant is just kicking out and doing its thing for now, and that brings us on to Grandma's Hearty stew. I'm excited for this. This is one of my favorite winter meals. I'm going to get my big old pot out. All righty. All right, the first is broth, and usually I make huge batches of the no beef broth and all that ahead, and I keep it in the freezer, but I'm still kind of recovering from the holidays, so I'm actually I'm a little low on my stores. Normally I do these things once a month in the week when I'm doing like laundry, but you'll see I even bought frozen rice this week, and I bought bottled marinara this week to make it easier on myself until I kind of get my stores back up. But, you know, sometimes you need the convenience of store-bought, so take advantage, take advantage. All right, let's make some broth real quick, easy as a whisk. Some water. And a great book, this makes me think of it, a great book on the dashboard, if you don't already have it downloaded, is the Do It Yourself in the members library, because it has a million recipes for things if you want to do it yourself, if you want to make your own marinara once a month, if you want to do broth once a month, if, you know, all that. The broth, definitely check out, because it will use your scraps to get you some of those pennies back, you know, all that scrap you normally throw away, make broth with it. All right, real quick, get my no beef broth ready to go. I did not get all of my measuring stuff out before recording, and I'm regretting that now. All right, here we go. Right, give this a quick little stir, and we can get started. So we got to start. And the great thing about making my broth in this measuring cup is when it says line a large pot with 1/4 cup broth, I can do that because I have a measuring cup if I want to be really specific. Now I just generally do, I kind of eyeball it, a little more or less of a broth. Usually doesn't make or break a soup. All right, I'm gonna get my onions, which, as I mentioned, I use the prep sheet to prep everything ahead. So I already have my onions and my garlic ready. And this was actually 2 onions that I diced while watching. I'm so addicted to that new serial show everyone's been talking about on Netflix. Is it on Netflix? Making of a Serial Murder or something? Anyway, I'm addicted. And so I've been chopping and watching. So. And because, like I said, this was 2 onions, I knew that half was 1 onion for this recipe. Garlic as well. Oh, cover that guy to let it go. All right, let's see, what else can I do? All right, so that's got a saute, which will give me a chance to start on something else. What's next on the batch list? Chickpea pumpkin curry. Very exciting. Another one of my pops. Right, and this one uses vegetable broth. And like I said, I'm still kind of recovering from the holidays, so I did buy stuff like vegetable broth this week because I haven't had a chance to make my stores. But that's what this is all about. Only do it yourself as much as you want. Take those shortcuts. I'm doing it. I think I do most of these live cook sessions just to show you how real it is. If you need those convenience things, if you want to cook your beans from scratch, do it. But Mama's using canned beans today. I mean, it was a crazy holidays. Alrighty. So this one I need to start with a little bit of broth again because we always saute with broth instead of oil. All right. Okay. Onion and garlic. So let's get the rest of the onion and garlic going. It's going to smell great in this house here in a second. Give me a chance to check on my eggplant. All right, those 2 guys are going, waiting. Let's see, what else can I get started? You know I have noodles coming later, so let me get my water going for my noodles. Put that back there. Get my water going. I guess while we're waiting for all of that, I can work on my burgers. Maybe a can of black beans. And again, like I said, I bought canned beans this week because, you know, it was a long holidays and I was traveling and I needed all that fridge and freezer space. So I don't have a lot of the stuff on hand that I normally would. But it's cool. This is why the convenience of the cans and stuff are here. I am the worst at the can opener. I like those pop-top cans so much more. There we go. Let's give this a quick little rinse. Oh, right on time. Right as I'm ready to mash my beans, everything's getting going. Saute you. Okay. Where's my fork? I used all my forks. It was quite dramatic this morning. Okay. I like to use a fork to mash my beans, but some people say that it takes too long, and so they use a potato masher, but it's all about whatever is, you know, easiest for you, fastest for you, works best for you. But I really just think I can kind of get in there and really press down with the beans with a fork a lot better than a potato masher, but again, a potato masher works too. And if you have a food processor, you could just pulse these a few times so it chews it up. You don't want refried beans, but like a mashed bean consistency, but I avoid cleaning and dirtying extra if I don't have to. So that looks like it's going really good. I broke my other pot top, so I can't cover them both, which adds a little bit of a complication, but, you know, woe is me. I called the manufacturer and they wanted me to mail the whole pot, and I'm like, I can just show you the broken top. And I was like, I'm not gonna pay to mail this thing, it's so expensive, I might as well just buy a new one. Let's get a better view of my space. I'm also cooking all of the family meals today, and they are going to a friend of mine who just had surgery, so it's really easy for him to recuperate and have healthy food. So I'm really excited about that because I'm actually leaving for vacation because today is mine and Scott's 12th anniversary. Happy anniversary, baby. And not yet, but in about an hour, a really cool before and after picture is going to show up on Happy Home Force Facebook. So don't miss that. If you're on Instagram, I think it's already posted. All right, so there's my beans all nice and mashed, but I have to stop doing that anyway because this stuff's all getting busy. All right, so the stew, I've sauteed my onions and garlic, so we can kind of come back to Grandma and see what she wants me to do next. Grandma's stew, next. All right, add carrots, celery, potatoes. All right, and like I said, I prepped all of my stuff yesterday. Actually, I'm joking or lying. I did it right before this, but I wanted to make the illusion that I did it the day before because that's what I usually do, but I had a party to go to last night. And I also usually prep on Saturday nights and then cook on Sunday nights, or sometimes I'll prep on a weekday. I do my grocery shopping on like a Wednesday or Thursday because I get really stressed out with crowds at the grocery store, and that's also the sale days. So sometimes I'll prep after I do it that night. Celery, potatoes. Playing hunting fine. Normally, I like to keep all of my ingredients separate, and I'm regretting not doing that this time because I was low on containers. So I'm kind of like playing dig, but that's cool. All right. Everybody, almost everybody's in here. I miss a celery or two. It won't matter that much. It's really about the potatoes. Okay. Potatoes, carrots, celery. All right. Come on, celeries. Don't lag behind. I'm going. Right on time. You are ready for a stir. Gonna add a little bit more liquid just so you don't burn. Okay, so this I'm supposed to cover and bring to a boil. That'll give me a chance to address my curry. Right, so now I need to add my carrots and sweet potatoes, which, like I said, prepped these yesterday. And actually, a lot of stores now, you can actually buy things like sweet potatoes and everything that are already chopped for you. It's really nice. If you want to save time, that stuff ends up being a little bit more money. And if you buy frozen, then that you can just throw right in. So let's add that guy. And I think I need some tomato paste up in here. Indeed I do. Indeed I do. I love those tubes of tomato paste, but they've become really expensive. So I'm back to using canned. But you can just freeze the leftovers so it's not wasted. Both of these dishes get 2 tablespoons. 2. 1. 2. And this one also gets some beer. Not the right one. I am using Guinness today, but you can use any dark beer you like if you are vegan or cooking for vegans, depending on how they feel about their definition of vegan. They might not want to use this specific beer. Most beers and wines are not suitable for very strict vegans because of the process. There's no animal ingredients in the final product, but they disagree ethically with the process. But like I said, it's not a line that I draw. I don't identify as a vegan, but I do eat a plant-based diet. And like I said, I'm feeding an omnivore, so they definitely don't mind. So that. Check on there. So that needs to come to a simmer. This guy's stir needs some broth. A watch pot apparently never boils. Are there any questions coming in, Scott?
No.
I'm running so quiet today.
Can you sub something non-alcoholic?
The question was, can you use something non-alcoholic? And of course, you could just use more broth. It says that right in the recipe, actually. You can say 1 cup dark beer or more broth for our friends who are non-alcoholic drinkers. I don't think that they make a non-alcoholic beer that is dark, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'll just simmer you for 10 minutes. Let me check on my curry. That's the same thing, so we'll come back to our burgers. Pretty well. A lot of batch cooking is just a waiting game, or cooking in general is just a waiting game, which is why I like batching, because while you're waiting on it, you can just move on to the next thing and not waste any of your valuable time, because there's so many other things we want to do. But cooking is important. If we want to be healthy and we want to meet our goals, we have to cook. I mean, everyone has to eat. You might as well make a little bit of effort to make it really good and really good and really healthy. All right, so I need my mustard and ketchup. Really exhausting my condiments today. I love mustard. All right. My garlic. And my onion. Oh, there we go. Just let that simmer. Mix my bean burger mix around. Here's a tip about bean burgers. If you have trouble with them, like falling apart, one, it's in the formation, but two, if you chill your bean mix before making it, it really can make a big difference. So that's what I am going to do today. Just going to finish it up and then refrigerate it until I'm ready to actually bake them. Which will be here in a little bit. I'm going to stick them in when I stick in my eggplant. I love these quick burgers. They're 6 ingredients, 15 minutes. They're amazing. They save me many, many busy weeknights. Get that to refrigeration. And where can I move on to next? Oh, I guess I could work on the Mediterranean nachos. What's up, Scott?
So Kathleen says, you're in great shape. What is your workout schedule?
Oh, people always want to ask me. Thank you so much for the compliment about my workout routine. So abs are totally made in the kitchen. I don't know, am I looking? I think they're pretty good today. But all of it is just, you have to, all of us have really awesome bodies. All of us have like really big muscles and six packs. What the problem is they just tend to be under curtains of fat, and you have to pull the curtain away. It's really all about weight loss. You can't just like spot train and work things out. It's all about just reducing overall body fat to look really muscular and lean. And then once you do that, if you want to do some exercises to kind of change the appearance further, you can. I'm actually not an exerciser. I do walk my dogs, and sometimes I go for walks with my friends, but I don't really do any exercise. And people will say, but you do yoga. And it's true, I do yoga, but yoga isn't really exercise for me. What I do is it's meditation. So a lot of times I'm just kind of trying to quiet my mind, deal with my anxiety and my depression, and it's kind of like stretching. It's not like a workout. But thank you for the compliment, but abs are definitely made in the kitchen. And this is actually something my yoga teacher has started saying, because he heard me say it, and he just like so much agrees with it, that it's again, it's just about eating healthy, eating foods that make you feel good so you make more good choices, and really sort of kind of reducing the excess, which it was a long process for us, but the meal plans definitely helped, because having a plan in place made all the difference in the world. All the difference. Okay, back to this. Let's see, what am I working on now? I think I have a salad I need to work on. Yes, oh, more can opening. I need maybe an electric one will be the solution for me. up. Okay. Gonna go rinse these guys off too. Oh, it's really getting tender. Chickpeas. Off my plate. All right, mixed chickpeas, cherry tomatoes. One of the things I love about the shopping list is it gives cups and ounces. So when I knew that I only needed 10 ounces, I could pick the 10-ounce package. And also, I have been repurposing, because like I said, I was low on containers. I actually used the container to put the chopped version back into it. There's my chopped. And I also pre-chopped my cucumbers. And I'm using Persian cucumbers because that's what my store sells. And I actually think that they taste a little bit better, these little smaller ones. So good. Need a little bit of vinegar. Oh, everything's already smelling so good. Need to get some lemon. Oh no, where's my lemon? I had to steal a lemon from my centerpiece. Make sure I don't get any of these seeds in here. Oh God, I love the smell of lemon. It smells so good. Especially right now. Lately, I feel like all the lemons have been like super, super beautiful and tasty. Yeah. Someone asked about chickpea liquid. I use it in baking occasionally, but I don't really use it to make things. I know people are on the internet making like desserts and like sugary desserts with them, but I don't need those in my life, so I generally don't make stuff like that. But I actually just didn't even save my chickpea liquid. But I have used it for years. I've been using it in like gluten-free baking as like an egg replacer, and it works really great there. But otherwise, it's kind of like, isn't this gorgeous? Oh, so excited. All right, so that's for my nachos. Let me come over here and check on this. Let's see what's going on. Oh, it's really starting to smell really good. Even more over here. Okay, let me give myself some broth. Why is my water still not boiling? Let's see, what else do I need to do? I added the tomato paste. I need to add my Dijon. I let Scott organize my stuff today, which I appreciated him so much doing, but I'm a little blind now looking for my stuff. Okay. I'm actually going to add a little extra Dijon because I love mustard, as you guys know. Oh, this is really getting stew-like. So excited. Add that. Add some Worcestershire. Good. go a little bit more. Playing back and forth with my cover since I only have one sad face. This is starting to look really good too. Almost time to check out our eggplant. Let's see, what else can I do? Come back to my nachos. Okay. Oh, I need to add my Kalamata olives, which I did not pre-chop. So I can do that now. And I think really you could have used any olives here, but these are my favorite. Ooh, my water is finally boiling. Yay! Keep chopping all these up.
Kathleen wants to know if you shop at a regular grocery store or especially Nachos.
So Kathleen asked if I shop at a regular grocery store, and the answer is yes. I shop primarily at a store here called Ralph's, which is basically a Kroger. Just with a different name in California. I avoid Whole Foods like the plague. I have my reasons. I don't want to say mean things. But I avoid Whole Foods as much as I can. And there's literally nothing at Whole Foods anymore for me that I can't get in other stores. There are a few things I buy online in bulk just because I want to save money. But I shop predominantly at, like I said, the Ralph's up the street. That's where I buy most of my stuff. Actually, yeah, like I even buy generic. So these are generic potatoes from the regular grocery store that I'm using in the recipes today. And I also will occasionally, if I'm near one, I will shop at a Trader Joe's just because there's so much that I can get there. But you can see here, just generic regular grocery store tomato sauce. I think this is from Trader Joe's. Pumpkin. It's homemade. I think I bought these online because I have to have the gluten-free. Because one of the lovely ladies who works for me is very allergic. Let's see. Yeah, so all of it is pretty much all generic. This isn't generic, but everybody's got almond milk now. But yeah, I tend to buy whatever is the cheapest. I buy the generic. I buy the organic when I can afford it, and I pretty much avoid Whole Foods. Every now and then someone gives me a gift card and then I use it, but more or less it's generic. Yeah, all generic stuff. And I can make my pasta. Okay. One nice thing, and people are always asking, should I use a scale, etc. And it's like, well, we do use the ounces, so it'll say 14 ounces of noodles. But you can just look on the bag and see, oh, this is 16, so I need to use everything minus 2. You can kind of eyeball it a little bit. If you want to get really specific, when I used to do like Weight Watchers and stuff like that, I would take this and divide it out so I would know the 2 ounces. That's not a realistic thing for my life anymore. I just kind of eyeball. You know, that's the whole point of the meal plans, is to make it a little bit more flexible, a little bit more easy. All right. Going. So I'll take out. And since I know that's 16, I know half is 4, then half of that is 2. So 2. Pull out my 2 ounces that I don't need. Save for another time. Put these guys in. Get my noodles. And I'm using, like I said, I'm using regular old noodles. I got, what is it I have on hand? Brown rice and quinoa spaghetti. But you could use whatever you want, any kind of noodles you want. That's the great thing about all the meal mentor pasta recipes, is use what's on hand, use what you like, what your kids like. You know, we use elbow almost exclusively for stuff because that's just what everybody likes here. And a lot of times it's my nieces and nephews go for the fun shapes. They won't go for the long noodles. So, you know, gotta know your family. All come and done at once. That is the sign for my eggplant to be ready. Rinse this off real good. And I mean, just look at how much we've accomplished waiting on that eggplant. I mean, what was the point of waiting around? We got all this done. All right, so going back all the way to the lasagna. 20 minutes to bake the eggplant. Okay. My eggplant is in a small layer. And since I'm baking my eggplant, I'm also going to do the burgers at the same time. Because we are all about multitasking. Ooh, that's cold. Okay.
Heather wanted to know, how do you like your new kitchen?
Heather asked how I like my new kitchen. I like it. We're still getting used to each other. But I like it. I miss my old stove, though. I miss my burners. And I keep saying that I'm going to change this out to eventually be like my old one, and Scott laughs at me. But that is my dream. But mostly we like our new house. And what's interesting is in our last house, we totally gutted it because it was we bought it when it was a really bad place. And so I got to design everything. And so I thought, hey, you know, this is the one time I get to actually pick what's in my kitchen. Let me buy some of the nicer professional grade stuff. And it was nice and it was cool. And then I bought this house and everything's IKEA. And I almost didn't buy the house because I was like, oh my God, it's IKEA. Oh my gosh. I have to say, these IKEA cabinets are just as nice, if not nicer, than the custom ones we paid for. And this IKEA stove works just as good as what I had previously. The only thing is I don't like to have the oven underneath me. I like to have it separate, which is my only complaint. It's just a very personal thing for me. But I mean, it works amazing. And so I should never have spent the extra money on the professional stuff is what I've learned. But I do like to have the oven separate. Okay, so you can see I have my bean burgers are shaped and my eggplant, and I have my other tray of eggplant. So I'm gonna sit this in. Another timer to so I don't forget, because I always do. All right, let's check on what's going on over here. Oh, this is looking nice. Looking nice, nice, nice. Go into the pot. Into the pot. All the way in. There you go. I need more big pots. Okay. I think I got it going. Chance to check and see how tender everything is. That's perfect. So now I need to, another can. Oh, geez. What hugs? Success. Okay, and I need to add my curry powder. If you're unsure of how spicy your curry powder is, definitely test it before you put it in. This is another great example of generic from the regular supermarket. I actually have to say they make a nice curry spice. They do. I have to give it to Kroger. There? Is that better? Okay, and I need to add my coconut milk. All these cans today, guys. I'm gonna be good at cans by the end of the day. Ooh, I can smell that curry now. And down. And overflow it. Oh, and look at that. I think I ended up buying the wrong thing because this is coconut cream and not coconut milk. No big deal. I will just use almond milk. Where'd my hand go? See, it happens even to me. I normally buy the almond milk, and I normally do low fat, so this is my foolishness. Give this a good mix. I think this dish will pretty much be done now, so that's exciting. Smells really good.
So I need to get some new cooking pots. What size do you like the best?
Adam asked what size cooking pots I like, which is a really good question. I would really think more about how many servings you're cooking, like what is your cooking style like? So if you are a big family, if you're cooking for a lot of people, you're gonna want really big pots. But if it's not, if it's just you or just you and one other person or you and one person, a small kid, you probably don't need really big pots. But I tend to buy like those 4 sets, and I've had these as long as we've been together, so they're 12 years old. And just this last year, I broke one of the tops. But I got one of like, big, maybe an 8-quart, and then like a taller one. I don't know what the size is, but it really is about the size, the volume of food you're going to cook for your family. So, for example, my aunt, when she was feeding in a small army of children, she had those like big, almost like hotel professional restaurant pots. I have no need for that. Even when I'm cooking for myself, my husband, and if Carly's here or some of my friends come over for dinner, it doesn't matter. I just don't need that big of a pot, but I actually kind of like having a big pot because I can move stuff around easier and I'm not covering myself. But it is really, and that's true with like the size of a rice cooker or the size of your food processor. Again, it's really about the kind of bulk you're cooking for your family. My brand of pots is Emeraldware, and they are expensive because they're of professional grade, but they are 12 years old and they still look like new. I love them. They work great. The only complaint I have is one of these broke and they won't give me a new one unless I send the whole pot back. But the whole pot is so big and so heavy, it would cost so much money that I just don't think it's worth it. So that's my one complaint. Okay, so where am I back on? So, got to add a little bit of dough. Here. And my nachos are basically done too, so that's exciting. This is seriously so beautiful, guys. Oh, now, the shadow is not very helpful, but it's really gorgeous. And the curry's done. My pasta's being annoying. Let me check on Grandma's pasta. I think I need to add some bay leaves and my mushrooms. I need a little bit more broth. Bring this guy back up to a boil. That smells really good too. Check out my noodles a little bit more. They're doing good. All right, what else can I do? This is done. All that's left to do is make my mashed potatoes, which I started earlier this morning. Before I went to my class this morning, I pressure cooked my potatoes so I can make mashed potatoes with my potato masher. Now, this is really my exercise. My workout is cooking. It's like, ooh, smash this potato. This is really and it's actually true. I looked it up. I think you burn something like 30 extra calories an hour cooking. So definitely, and it helps me get my steps in and shopping. I mean, my goodness, the amount of steps I get in shopping for groceries, especially because I often walk to the store. There's my potatoes. I'm actually going to steal, this is a secret. I'm actually going to steal a tiny little bit of this cooking water here to put in my mashed potatoes because it actually adds a lot of nice creaminess. So let me stick a little more. So I might actually even add some to my stew as well to give it that nice thickness. And maybe even the curry since I had used almond milk. Ta-da! Mashed potatoes! Quick burgers. Mediterranean nachos. Oh my gosh! We are seriously almost done. And it's been, I don't know, like 40 minutes. Alright, so what is left? I think the only thing left other than getting my burgers and eggplant out of the oven, and they still have a bit to go, is, the quattro bowl. And you don't even really need to do this one, but ahead, there's not a need, but I'm going to do it because, like I said, my friend's recovering from surgery, and this gives me a great opportunity to say that normally I cook things like rice and quinoa once a month and have it in my freezer, but I didn't because it was Christmas and Hanukkah, and I needed a lot of room in my freezer, and we were gone and company and everything. So I am going to substitute in some that I bought in the freezer section just to make it easy on me until I get my stores back up. So I do it too. I know a lot of you guys do it for a short time, and I do as well. I am just using some frozen rice. 3 minutes and I'm done. If I cook my own rice, it's only 1 minute, so that's another reason to do it myself. And I even cheated, and instead of buying kale, I even bought kale in a bag at Trader Joe's, so I don't have to chop it myself. Like I said, I am all about taking the shortcuts too, guys. I totally get it. I get it. You're busy. You've got other things you want to do. Rock and roll. Get my kale. You ready to go? And I like to break it up just a little bit more because those pieces are pretty big. Especially, I'm leaving it raw. You can steam it. I'm leaving it raw. But I really do want it to feel kind of like a salad. And if your pre-cut kale has these stems, you can just pick these out as you're breaking it up too. My husband hates these big stems, so I tend to grab them. Out. There's another one. Another one. Let's see. One more. Stem. One more stem. Okay, got them all, hopefully. If not, it'll just be a surprise. So kale. I'm substituting rice for my quinoa. Taco seasoning. I know I saw that around here somewhere. Over the rainbow. I don't know. Where did it go? Well, we'll find it later. Oh, here's the opportunity. Hummus. I bought it this week. Again, one of those things that I normally make, but I didn't. Oh, I found it. And again, I even make my taco seasoning usually, but this week I just bought a taco packet because I figured that's what other people do. Let me give it a try. My rice is almost done. What else do I need to do? Black beans, green onions. I'm gonna chop those real quick. Trash bowl. Everything smells so good and I am so hungry. Okay, I don't know. My friend might not get everything. Rice. All right, let's see. Anything else I need to do for this bowl? Oh, limes and hot sauce, which I add right before eating. Salsa verde, which I also add before eating. And so really this is done too. I just need to mix it around. I might actually end up adding a little bit more rice or grain in here because like I said, I know it's going to a friend and they're recovering and I want them to have lots of healthy food on hand. I need to add to my beans. That's right. I need to add beans in here too. And the nice thing is this hot rice is now kind of cooking my kale a little bit, so it's a little less raw. That's really exciting. I'll help it out. There we go. Set this aside. I think my pasta is done too. Just give it a check here. Woo, so hot, hot. That's done too. Let it stir. Curry's done. A little bit longer still left. I'm on burgers. No big deal. But otherwise, I am done. Totally done for the week. The only thing I have left to do, of course, is to finish baking the burgers and assemble the lasagna, which is easy enough. I'll do that at the end. Just put the marinara and the bread and the eggplant in the pan. And the gluten-free option for this week, of course, is the polenta, which I considered doing, but figured bread seemed more traditional. And yeah, that's it. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, all 7 meals in less than an hour. Yeah. All right, guys. So that's how you do it. Fun, goes a lot faster with cooking and prepping some stuff ahead. But otherwise, I just need to clean up this mess and package it up for my friend and put that lasagna together. And that's it. Have a great week. Be inspired to cook healthy this week. And there you can see, it's not too bad of a mess. Not a whole lot left. And that's it. So thanks for watching and enjoy this week's meal plan.